Hi there, brick builders. Today we got another classic. A classic that is classic enough to be presented in a museum. To be presented in the Brooklands Museum, we're talking about the Concorde. So it's the Cobi 1917 from the historical collection. So first let's have a look at the box. There we have some pictures of the original as it is located in the Brooklands Museum. There are 455 pieces, which result in a model that is in 1:95 scale. We also get some technical data of the original aircraft, something we will refer later to. And there are also the measurements. We're talking about 53 by 27 by 12.5 centimeters in size. That is 20.3 by 10.6 by 4.9 inches. As per usual, bricks, set and instructions and box are produced in the EU in Poland. On the side we have the Cobi typical QR code, which does not relate to an app or some in-app transactions, but simply to the product page on the Cobi website. There are also some functions already teased. Here we got them on the back side, which is very similar to the front side, but we'll come to that later. Also, we have the typical warnings on the back side and on the sides as well about not eating the ABS plastics or giving them your children to eat. On what the set is missing out, and that's a big negative here, is the pad printed nose stickers print. This is because there are a lot of stickers in this set, and there are really not the easiest parts of this particular set. Let's have a look at the instructions. The set is built in 2 sections. For every section there's a special bag there. And in this bag there are other bags with the parts. Cobi uses hard plastic bags as well as soft plastic bags, especially for transparent parts, but there are none of them in this set. In addition, in the instructions there are yellow windows. These show you special Cobi parts and parts that are very similar to each other, since not everyone has already built Cobi, and Cobi does have a lot of special parts, mainly slopes with different heights or special wedges and all this good stuff, including special tiles, rounded tiles, which are responsible for the Cobi model being rather close to the original. In general, parts that are already built in the previous steps are grayed out so that only the current step or the part in the current step is shown in color. In the end, you get 111 steps to follow. After that, you get the pictures where to put the stickers in the set, and that's where the trouble begins. There are a lot of stickers in the set. Those are rather long mainly and not very high. You don't have a good positioning feeling because there are not really lines where you put those stickers over a lot of bricks and plates. They are rather similar to each other so that you can mix them up and have to remove them again. You can remove them, but they tend to coil up and not hold very well put in the second or third time at the points where you lifted them, so that it really is a recipe for a mess here. So if you have critics on this set, it's the stickers. Eagle-eyed viewers might have already spotted that this Concorde won't be standing in my room, or at least in the room of my daughter, flying, or on a airfield standing on a shelf, but it is gonna be standing up, flying straight in the air. And for that I built a stand. I built a stand not from Cobi parts here. So the first thing you see here putting the Concorde on the stand is that the white of the other bricks is not as white as the Cobi white. Cobi uses own colors. For example, the white, which is much bluer or much whiter, where white bricks from other companies look a bit yellower, a bit more like they have been smoked on. As you can see, I used enough studs to put those both sets together. The main part of the stand is built with Technic parts and tiled on the most ends. So it's relatively stable, it won't tip over too easy, and it does look rather unique. Let's have a look what the set is able to do. Firstly, we are able to move the rudder, then we can move the flaps and the elevators. Typically for Cobi we can lift the plane from virtually everywhere we're gonna grab on. There are some pieces that are only put together with one stud, so they tend to fall off, but in general this is built like a tank. We can also move the landing gear, retract and eject it. The gear in the back can also be turned. In the front there's a little bit of a problem since the landing gear is folding back when retracted. So if you put the plane on a table and try to drive it, for example, this wheel tends to get retracted and your plane is gonna fall in its nose, literally. The Concorde in general flew from 1969 to 2003, so the whole concept lasted 27 years. The Concorde in this set flew from 1974. That's a long time for a commercial jet. The engineering effort was shared between Great Britain and France, where the only 20 built planes flew, with British Airways respectively with Air France. The special thing about the Concorde was that its max speed was Mach 2, which is 2,158 kilometers or 1,341 miles per hour, which is almost twice as fast as jets tend to fly today, at least passenger jets. The original span 25.6 meters and was 61 meters long and 12 meters high. It could fly about 100 passengers. There were 2 pilots, flight engineers and 6 people cabin crew on board. The Concorde had a range of 7,222 kilometers, which was mostly used to fly the transatlantic route from Europe to the US, mainly to New York. The end came in the year 2000 when one of the Concordes, shortly after takeoff, flew into a multi-storage building, leaving 113 people dead. After that, the mainly expensive jet wasn't flying too much until 2003, where they have been put into museums altogether. Opening the box, we are presented with a lot of glue, but we are also presented with a bit of a print on the box, which tells us that this set was packaged on the 8th of November 2020, again in Mielec in Poland. Emptying the box, we get a set 2 packages for the 2 main sections. In each we'll find other packages. as already stated, and then we got one white plate and the instructions also inside. Here we have also that small sticker sheet that was so annoying. And here we have the plate, the Cobi white plate. We see that this white is again a lot whiter than the normal white. And there is Cobi printed on it for everybody who didn't know that. To everyone who's expecting a time lapse of the building process now, I have to apologize. This time I choose to do something else, a brick by brick build, which means that you can enjoy the building process, the growing of the set brick by brick in stop motion. But what do we take from all of that? With the Concorde, Cobi had given us once again a rather large, very stable, mostly very stable model, which is the treat in the looks department and is instantly recognizable. As it's so often the case, Cobi aims at the adult market with a really recognizable model, but since it's Cobi and it's put together very well and it's holding together very well, it is also suited for the kids, since it's not falling apart on itself and they are able to play with it without great casualties. And of course, as a plane, this is very playable too. There are flaps, there are rudders, there is landing gear, and that's most of things you can have with most of planes. There are also some special parts in here, just like the nose, which is also printed, or the little base plate type tiles which go to the underside of the set and make the look very, very clean in this case. But there is a but, and this but starts once you have finished building the bricks or putting the bricks together. This is the stickers. They are long, they are not easy to handle, but they are easy to put in the wrong place, so they are a bit of a pain. At least when you need to put one back or in another place. So as already stated, these stickers are the by far biggest complaint about this set. So for whom is this set? If you want to put this set on your shelf, go ahead, but you have been warned about the stickers. You'll need a lot of patience and a lot of time to put these stickers right. You maybe even have to re-glue them or put lacquer on it or something that will make them look better as they do if you don't preserve them in a special way. If you need something to play for your kids, just leave the stickers out and call it a day. It's rare that they will come back to have you put the set together again, because it's rare that it falls apart, and that is good for you. If you want it for parts, and even the special parts in this set are worth considering, there's one thing that you need to clarify in advance, and that's the colors. If you have the parts in the right colors already, so in the Cobi colors, that's not a big deal, but you've seen my stand and the completely off-white looking white parts from other producers, so since most of the set is white anyway, you might want to use all the parts of white or just the white from Cobi and use it with other colors from other brands. But that's it for another video. If you like what you've seen, please press the like button. If you didn't like what you have seen, please press the didn't like button. If you want to correct me or if you want to tell us about your experience with this set, please comment. And if you want to have this experience every week, please subscribe. So have fun building, have fun watching, have fun flying, and see you.